Stan Gibilisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1, GV, Whiskey 1, Good Vibrations. Well, it appears that here in the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of abominable weather, we are transitioning into what might, with a stretch of the imagination, be called springtime. Springtime sometimes lasts as long as 10 or even 15 seconds in the black holes. But more seriously, we're transitioning from the snow season into the lightning season. And we can have lightning storms at this altitude, which is just about 5,000 feet, a little over 5,000 feet. The ground is a little closer to the lightning layer than it would be down on the plains. The worst lightning I ever saw, the most violent lightning that I ever saw, was in Miami, Florida. But we can get some stuff that rivals that around here too, and the utility power infrastructure is much less robust here, it would seem, than it was or is in South Florida. We get frequent short-term power failures, and I have my station connected to an uninterruptible power supply for the purpose of tiding over for a few minutes. And I used to have a portable generator that I could use called the Honda EU 2000i, ran off gasoline, regular old petrol, and that would run for about 6 hours, and then you had to shut it off and fill it up. The uninterruptible power supply would tide it over for the time that I needed. I no longer have the ability to lift that generator because I can't put that kind of weight on my foot with its ulcer. And I expect that foot problem and foot deformation will last me for the remainder of my life. So I have to start thinking, what am I going to do for emergency power now? Am I going to get a full-size, whole-house Generac generator that'll run off of the methane natural gas supply? I've thought about that as an idea. I've thought about just doing without, because I'm not so sure how long I'm going to remain at this QTH. I may end up in something more closely resembling, God forbid, a nursing home if things keep going the way they're going. But what kind of a whole house generator would you recommend if you know of any? A solar powered type of thing? Now, money is an object. I don't want to spend more than $15,000 or $20,000 on a generator, or the cost will defeat the value. I also need to be careful about the antenna, that I never leave it connected to the radio except when I'm using the radio, because I sure don't want the impulse from a nearby lightning strike to cause current in that antenna sufficient to destroy the radio. Well, a lot of problems, a lot of worries. The last of which, it would seem for me, is the coronavirus. But the news media sure wants you to believe a lot of garbage about that. Did you hear the one where there was actually a video of the president expressing curiosity as to whether or not, maybe because we have so many good cleansers, so many good solutions, cleaners that'll kill that virus on a surface like a countertop, Clorox bleach, Lysol, isopropyl alcohol, the one where he actually appeared to be expressing curiosity as to whether or not injecting one of those substances into your body, presumably by means of an intravenous device, whether that might kill the coronavirus in your body. I suppose that it would probably kill the disease, COVID-19, because it would kill you if you did it. And the president actually seemed to not realize that that would happen, but then he said he was only kidding. Some joke, huh? Some joke about lightning, about leaving your radio connected and saying, well, would it be all right if I had a lightning arrestor with a small spark gap in it to protect my radio? It seems a lot more reasonable than completely disconnecting the antenna, doesn't it? Or does it? I take no chances with my radio, he said, as lightning struck the power line with such violence that it fried every appliance in the entire house, including all of the ham radio equipment. He forgot to unplug it all. How much trouble do you want to go to keep out of trouble? Or will the avoidance of trouble itself become the problem? That's the kind of stuff you think about when you're isolated, when you're on lockdown, and you're a hermit already, and you're a radio amateur. That's the kind of problem you think about, not injecting Clorox into one of your veins. God, what kind of a world is this? I want off. That's why I am going to propose, when I become president, to the leaders of all the countries in the world that within 10 years we put a human being on Mars, and within 5 years we establish a permanent base on the moon, internationally. Forget about spending all our money and resources on fighting each other. Let's go to the moon and Mars and reach out to the universe and say we're coming. See what they say in return. Stan Gibilisco, W1GV, saying 73, I'm finished yammering. Therefore, I bid you so long, which in my native fist always translates to da-da-da-da-da-da.